Welcome to Blood Sugar Squad, your go-to channel for simple, actionable tips to manage diabetes and live your best life. You were supposed to take your medication 2 hours ago. Maybe you were traveling, maybe dinner ran late, maybe you just forgot. Now you're staring at your pill bottle, asking yourself, do I take it now? Skip it until tomorrow? Double up next time? The wrong answer could be dangerous. The right answer depends on what medication you're taking. Before we get into the specifics, a quick reminder. This is general education, not personalized medical advice. Always talk to your doctor before making changes to your medication routine. In this video, we're going to give you a simple, safe playbook for missed diabetes doses. We'll cover the golden rule that applies to every medication, low-risk medications, high-risk medications, weekly injections, insulin, and what to do when you genuinely can't remember if you already took your pill or not. Segment 1. The Golden Rule. Before we get into specific medications, let's start with the one rule that applies to every single diabetes drug. Never double up. If you miss a dose, do not take twice as much next time. Doubling up can cause dangerous low blood sugar, especially with medications that stimulate insulin release. It can also increase side effects like nausea, digestive upset, or dizziness. No matter how late you are, do not take extra to catch up. The only exception is if your doctor has given you specific instructions for your exact situation. But for the vast majority of people, the rule is simple. One missed dose is safer than a double dose. Now let's break down what you should actually do when you miss a dose, because the answer depends entirely on what medication you're taking. Segment 2. Low-risk medications. Let's start with medications that have a relatively low risk of causing low blood sugar when taken by themselves. This group includes Metformin, SGLT2 inhibitors like Jardiance and Farxiga, and DPP-4 inhibitors like Januvia. These medications work through mechanisms that generally do not cause dangerous lows on their own. If you miss a dose of one of these medications, the general rule is to take it as soon as you remember, unless it's almost time for your next dose. For example, if you take Metformin twice a day and you realize you forgot your morning dose with breakfast, go ahead and take it with your lunch. Then take your regular evening dose with dinner as planned. But if you are already at dinner time and realize you missed the morning dose, skip it entirely and just take your evening dose. Remember, do not double up, just get back on track. With SGLT2 inhibitors like Jardiance or Farxiga, missing one dose is usually not a major problem. If you remember later in the day, you can generally take it. However, many people prefer not to take these medications close to bedtime because they can increase urination and lead to a restless night. If it's already late in the evening or almost time for your next scheduled dose, simply skip the missed dose and resume your normal routine. One missed dose is unlikely to have a major impact on your overall blood sugar control. Segment 3. High-risk medications. Now let's talk about medications that require more caution. Sulfonylureas like Glipizide, Glyburide, and Glimepiride. These medications work by stimulating your pancreas to release more insulin. That's effective, but it also means they can cause blood sugar to drop too low, especially if you miss a meal or take them at the wrong time. If you remember shortly after your usual dose time and you're about to eat, taking the medication may be reasonable. But if several hours have passed, or you're getting close to your next dose, skip it and resume your normal schedule. The risk of low blood sugar is real. Symptoms include shakiness, sweating, confusion, dizziness, and intense hunger. If you're unsure what to do, err on the side of caution and call your pharmacist or doctor. One missed dose is usually much safer than a dangerous low blood sugar episode. And if you do miss a dose, consider checking your blood sugar more often that day. If you develop symptoms of low blood sugar, treat it promptly with fast-acting carbohydrates and follow your healthcare team's recommendations. Segment 4. Weekly injections. Weekly injections like Ozempic and Mounjaro have their own set of rules. These medications stay in your system for a long time, which means missing one dose is usually not a disaster. Many weekly injections allow you to take a missed dose within about 4 to 5 days, but the exact rule depends on the medication. For example, if you normally take your injection on Monday and realize on Wednesday that you forgot, you may still be able to take the missed dose. But because the instructions differ between medications, it's important to check the prescribing information for your specific drug. If too much time has passed, simply skip the missed dose and take your next dose as scheduled. Whatever you do, do not double up or take an extra injection to catch up. And if you've missed multiple doses, or you're unsure how to restart your medication, contact your doctor. Don't guess. Segment 5. Insulin. Insulin is the most complex category because different types of insulin follow different rules. If you use long-acting, or basal, insulin, do not guess if you have missed a dose. Different insulins have different recommendations, and the safest approach is to check your blood sugar and follow the instructions your healthcare team has given you. If you are uncertain, call your pharmacist or doctor for guidance. For rapid-acting, or mealtime, insulin, the situation can also vary. If you realize shortly after eating that you forgot your insulin, check your blood sugar and follow your healthcare team's instructions. But if several hours have passed, do not take extra insulin without guidance. Taking insulin too late can lead to something called insulin stacking, which increases the risk of dangerous low blood sugar. The most important rule for anyone using insulin is simple. Monitor your blood sugar closely, especially after a missed dose, and never take extra insulin to make up for a dose you missed, unless your healthcare provider has specifically told you to do so. Segment 6. What if you don't remember? Here's a situation that happens to almost everyone living with diabetes. You're holding your pill bottle, but you honestly can't remember whether you already took today's dose. What should you do? In many cases, the safest answer is to skip it. It's usually better to miss one dose than to accidentally take two. In most cases, doubling up is riskier than missing a dose. Missing one dose is rarely an emergency, but accidentally taking two can cause dangerous low blood sugar or increase side effects. The better solution is to prevent the situation from happening in the first place. A weekly pill box can be incredibly helpful. If Tuesday's compartment is empty, you know you took your medication. If it is still full, you know you forgot. You can also set a daily alarm on your phone or pair your medication with a habit you already do every day, like brushing your teeth or making your morning coffee. And if you like to keep a written record, a simple logbook can help you track your doses and spot patterns over time. The key is to create a system that works for you. Managing your medications is one part of the picture, but what you eat every day matters just as much, especially if you are trying to stay consistent with your routine. That is why we created the Mindful Eating for Diabetes Guide. It is a free, practical toolkit to help you build a healthier relationship with food, with simple strategies to stabilize blood sugar, manage cravings, and make eating feel easy again. Just use the QR code on screen or the link in the description below. Final thoughts. The golden rule for every diabetes medication is simple. Never double up unless your healthcare provider specifically tells you otherwise. For many medications, taking a missed dose within a few hours is perfectly reasonable. But if it's almost time for your next dose, skipping the missed dose is often the safest choice. Weekly injections and insulin can have special rules, so always check the prescribing information, check your blood sugar, or talk with your healthcare provider if you're unsure. And if you can't remember whether you already took your medication, it's usually safer to skip it rather than risk taking it twice. Have you ever missed a diabetes dose? What did you do? Comment below, and please share this video with someone who is always forgetting their medication. Until next time, stay strong, stay sweet, but not too sweet, and keep thriving with the Blood Sugar Squad.